Hello, this is Black Kanye, and I am reading a crossover My Little Pony fanfiction. It's a crossover between My Little Pony and Legend of Zelda. Although, I'm pretty sure it's like they pretty much take the ponies and put them in the place that Link and all the other people would be in. But, whatever. This is my first fanfiction reading, actually. And since I've read this top part in my preview thing, I will just start where the line is on the page. Twilight Sparkle. Oh, by the way, my voices are horrible. The lavender unicorn tossed and turned at the sound of her name. Not this early, she grumbled underneath the warm covers of her bed. It's not even light out yet. Leave me alone. Twilight, we need you. Twilight's eyes snapped open as unwanted cacophony continued. All right, she muttered. All right, I'm coming. She shuffled through the cluttered, book-stuffed confines of her small apartment and nudged the door open. A shifty, pale brown colt with a cutie mark like a stopwatch, one of the mayor's many assistants for the summer sun celebration, stood at the door. Ugh. Yes, she said. Twilight readied her mouth for an oncoming yawn, the sort that always appeared whenever she was so rudely awoken. But to her amusement, none came. That's a weird word, amusement. I might use that now. Odd, she thought. Her body lacked the aches and stiffness so typical of early risings. Still dark out, so why do I feel as though I've a full night's rest? The colt trotted back and forth nervously. Twilight, he began, shaking his head to and fro in distress. This is terrible. The summer sun celebration. What about it? Twilight interrupted, tossing her head about. We've still lots of time before Her Highness raises the sun. No, we don't. Twilight, did you take a look at your clock? Twilight turned, and with a sensation of unease settling in her gut, stole a glance back into her apartment. Her clock sat perched on a small desk next to the cot which served as her bed. The darkness impeded her vision, but the hands were still visible. 9 o'clock? Twilight yelped. But the festival should have started hours ago. How can it be this dark? Where's the princess? We have no idea, the colt replied. She never showed up, and the sun has yet to rise. The royal guards are in a terrible fuss. They're practically tearing Ponyville to confetti in their search. For some reason, the mayor thinks we ought to speak to you. Look to you for you at the ceremony, but your absence was conspicuous. Your absence was conspicuous. Just a moment. Fucking phone. Okay. The mayor asked for me? You can't possibly think I have knowledge of the princess, Twilight said, shocked. I'm no pony at all. Just a bookish clerk living at the edge of town. A unicorn with no magical talent. Nothing less. I've been sent to escort you. Come along, then. Twilight stepped out of her small abode, uncomfortably looking at the blackness of the night sky above her. This can't be, Twilight thought as her hooves brushed against the dirt path. No pony in the world is as powerful as Princess Celestia. She's ruled Equestria for hundreds of years. She has mastery over the sun itself. As she gazed at the stars and moon hanging motionlessly in the celestial ceiling above her, her pace slowed considerably. Twilight! The unicorn snapped out of her thoughts to find the neurotic colt glaring at her. You do realize this is a crisis. Sorry, Twilight said, speeding her trot to match his. I was just lost in thought, wondering what on earth could cause this. I mean, have you seen the princess raise the sun? No, he replied. Ponyville hasn't hosted this celebration in decades. Well, I have. I remember seeing her lift the sun into the sky as a little filly. It was incredible. I consider it one of the most awe-inspiring moments of my life. I can't imagine the magic it would take to pull that off. That's special, eh? That colt said with a sideways glance at Twilight. That was a bad A, wasn't it? Whatever. I suppose that's why you stayed home from the festival. No need to see it and once in a lifetime sight twice. No, Twilight replied in discomfort. Well, why would you miss something that's special? Her companion asked. Because my awe at the prince's control over the sun ignited an unrealistic dream in me, Twilight thought with anguish. I can't believe the humiliation that I suffered that day at the academy. The same humiliation that inspired me to move out to a boondocks village and escape my parents' disappointing eyes. It's complicated, she said. The colt took the hint. Two ponies walked the rest of the distance in an uncomfortable silence. Ugh. As they approached the festival plaza, a nervous crowd of ponies gradually parted to allow Twilight through. She heard muttering all around her. This is who we're meant to put our trust in? Isn't she that egghead clerk I see around every so often? And then Philly's voice rang through the air like the peal of a bell, cutting across the murmurs. Mommy, she's a grown-up pony, so why is her flank blank? Philly's mother quickly silenced the child, but the damage had been done. Twilight's cheeks burned crimson in shame. Most ponies got their cutie marks in adolescence. Some lucky ponies got them even earlier than that. Twilight was nearly full grown, yet her flank was blank. Huh. So I guess that's what they meant. Right, yeah, never mind. Let's just continue. Just another failure from every pony's favorite screw-up, Twilight sparkled. The thought rang bitterly through her head. Can't even achieve the most fundamental action any pony could hope to accomplish. Twilight stepped inside the small makeshift tent serving as the mayor's field office. A number of ponies occupied the enclosure, most of them bulky, armored royal guards. The mayor of Ponyville, an earth pony with a light brown coat and a wavy green mane, glanced at Twilight as she entered. Finally, said the mayor. What in the name of Equestria possessed you to skip the celebration? Never mind. As I'm sure you've pieced together, Ponyville faces a huge crisis right now. Her Highness is missing, and the night never ends. Damn it, what was up with that accent? That was weird. I understand, Twilight said sheepishly. But what I don't get is, why have you asked for me? I'm no pony, just a clerk who likes books. Not long after Her Highness's disappearance became known to us, a strange being appeared to us. It called itself Amethyst. I think that's how you say that. It said that a terrible foe has unleashed itself upon Equestria, and that powerful magic is required to counteract this threat. You will go and meet with this being on behalf of all the ponies of Ponyville. Before Twilight could respond, a mocking voice cut in. Powerful magic? Surely you wouldn't entrust a rank neophyte with such terrible power. The speaker stepped forward, a blue unicorn mare wearing a cape of purple with silver star designs and jewel brooch. Surely you would entrust this awesome responsibility to a unicorn of demonstrated magical finesse. God damn it! All these words I can't even try an accent. Indeed, a unicorn none other than she who stands before you at this very instant, the great and powerful Trixie. And I knew that already. Miss Trixie, the mayor said, placing her up to her face in exasperation, as appreciatus your offers of assistance have been, I feel the need to remind you, yet again, that you are merely an entertainer Ponyville booked for the celebration. This is a matter of great delicacy, so please step outside. A matter of great delicacy, you say, and yet you send away the great and powerful Trixie, only to turn your attentions to this mediocre unicorn. Trixie's eyes felt fixated on Twilight, and her mouth twisted into a vicious smile. Even if Trixie were to commit the injustice of categorizing herself as a mere entertainer, the blue unicorn said, would that still not prove a better alternative than a blank flank who has a talent to her name? To her name? Twilight stared at the ground, incapable of meeting any ponies. And that's been about 10 minutes. So I will end it here. Thank you guys for listening. Hope I did okay. Please leave a comment, like if you liked it, subscribe if you watch some of my other videos and enjoy them as well. Thank you. Part 2 will be up soon.